Welcome to the podcast, everyone. Gosh, I feel like it's been so long since we've had you and Metatron. Hi, Wendy.
Hello, Maya. How are you doing?
Good, good. We unintentionally forgot to schedule. Usually at the end of a podcast, we schedule for a month out, and we didn't do it. We thought we had, I guess, and then by the time we realized there was nothing on the calendar, we had to push it out. So I'm so excited to be
Yeah.
here with you
Yeah.
guys again.
Me too. Me too. Wow. I don't know if you've noticed or if the guests have noticed how crazy the energies have been and how, you know, everybody's going through it right now. So,
Yes, yes. It'd be good to ask Metatron about that and what we can do, to help. What else do you have going on, Wendy?
oh my gosh. Well, I have a couple of free events coming up, free channeled evenings with Metatron and another month, Mother Maya. If people want to be able to come to the free events, if you'll please go to Metatron's Mystical Muse and just sign up for emails. I am not a
Mhm.
serial emailer, but it will help you to keep in touch with some of the stuff we're doing. And I am co-facilitating a retreat the first week of May, and it's called the Akashic Oracle. And we're going to be diving deep into the Akashic records and into
Mhm.
the oracleship surrounding the Akashic records. And it's going to be in Virginia Beach, so it's going to be really, really cool. If there's anyone that's interested, please feel free to reach out. So,
Thank you. Yes, and I do highly recommend to subscribe on your website because yeah, those free events, you could be even cooking,
mhm. Yeah,
cooking and
yeah,
tap in and listen because there's so many people that need community right now.
yeah,
And
right.
just to be, with like-minded people, surrounded by, and what I've noticed is the great questions that some of the attendees are providing, they help everyone, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh, it's like they speak for the collective,
they sure
right?
do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I love
yeah,
that.
yeah. I agree. Everybody really could use extra support right now, and I will let everybody know that next week on Friday we're going to have walk-in circle. So for those
Mm.
of you who think that you might be a walk-in, know somebody who's a walk-in or would, are supporting a walk-in, it's also a free event next week, Friday night. And so please, again, go on the website, sign up, and you'll get links. Okay.
It would be great for you to talk about, for those that have not listened to. I know that we've talked about walk-ins on a few of the segments, and a walk-in situation or experience can happen at any time. So
Right.
even if you think you don't know a walk-in, you'd be surprised that there may be some signs. What are the signs?
Well, if what happens many times, and it depends on the type of walk-in experience. If you have a soul exchange, right, where the old soul steps out and the new soul steps in, then things that happen are relationships are different. You have forgotten chunks of your memories of your life. You no longer fit in your job, your marriage. You have a totally different outlook on the world. You have a tendency to move towards more spiritual path and purpose. Those are some of the things that occur when someone's had a walk-in experience. So, and
Hmm.
there's many things that can, uh, and I'm not going to use the word trigger because walk-in experiences it's always done with permission. There's always a soul agreement between
Right.
two souls for it to happen, but it can happen through uh, trauma. It can happen through anesthesia when you have a surgery. The exchange can happen through illness, near-death experience, those
Mhm.
types of things. So, yes.
That's incredible. I know, just yeah, you can go and have a root canal and come back different. Who knows, right?
Yeah. Yeah. If they put you to
If they
sleep for
put you
your
to
root
sleep,
canal.
yes. Yeah, that's right. I know. I'm a big baby. It's like, yeah.
Oh, they
I've
make,
never had a
yeah,
root
they're
canal, but
me either.
oh my gosh.
Thankfully, thankfully.
Yes, yes. All right. Well, let's bring him in.
Okay. I'm gonna take a sip. It's really windy and dry here today.
We're having rain here in LA, so I'm excited.
Well, it's a whole 60 degrees here today. This is like it feels like spring. It's been so
Wow.
cold winter, so really I'm really happy that daylight savings is here.
Yes.
Happy girl. All right. Have a good time. I'll see you
Thank you.
later.
We're just pausing for now as Metatron comes in.
All right. Good day to you.
Good day, Metatron. I've missed you.
Indeed, we have missed you as well. We peek in on you sometimes,
Oh, I
right?
know. Yes,
And
yes.
and our channel is always excited when she sees something of yours on social media. And so, uh, we are psychic stalkers.
I love that. Keep on stalking all you want.
Right. Yes,
Wow.
indeed.
Well,
I have,
I have a lovely message here for you
okay.
from a listener, Lisa Triplet DeWild. She
Hmm.
wrote, I really love Metatron's kind, warm voice and sense of humor. I love him. He's like a wonderful, treasured, sweet uncle to relate to. I really enjoy every session. That's for you.
Indeed, and we are so blessed to receive that. Thank you, thank you. We appreciate that we are able to be of service. Yeah,
Yes. Thank you, Lisa. We appreciate
thank you. Yeah.
everyone that, comments. If you're a
Mm.
fan, let us know. Keep telling
Mhm.
us what you're thinking about this. And it's very warm too. It feels wonderful to receive. Thank you.
Indeed, indeed, and our channel is also grateful to receive those warm-hearted words, right?
Most certainly. All right. So we've got some questions here for you
Mm.
today. Metatron, why do souls decide to come in as twins, as triplets?
Well, why not? So why does a soul come in as a singular point, right?
Right?
There's really not an answer that is logical. Let's put
Hmm.
it that way. There are always agreements, always soul agreements that happen. So the different soul aspects that step into twins or triplets, there's deep agreement in those types of relationships. And it's
Okay.
different than, you know, uh, most of the children that are singular births, right?
Yes.
There are times when it is one soul split to two ways or three ways, or however many children are born. And then other times there are different aspects of
Mm.
soul that are within each and every one. It depends on what has been agreed upon before birth that the experience is going to be.
Okay, so when you say one soul split three ways in
Mhm.
each of
Mhm.
the bodies of triplets, does
Right?
that means that they are sharing one oversoul?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and here's the you must understand that your soul is embodied
Yes.
multiple places upon this
Yes.
planet and through the dimensions in cosmos as well, right?
Yes. Yes.
Your souls aren't
I
small
know.
like people have in their imagination, right? It's got to be small enough to fit within my body. But but the truth is that you and your body fit within the soul.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay? Yeah.
That's cool. All right. So at this time, what would you say is humanity's greatest challenge
Mhm.
at this now time?
Their shadow aspect.
Mm,
And for many individuals, their shadow aspect is taking a stronger place in their journey than ever before. Right?
mm.
Now, there's nothing right or wrong about this. The shadow usually is representative of something that is unhealed or multiple things that are unhealed. And many that have been around us have heard us speaking of something that's called what you have chained in your basement,
Oh,
right?
yes.
Right. What do you have chained in your basement that hasn't been
Mm.
witnessed, that you may not know about, right? Uh, an incident, a trauma that you have long forgotten, it's still chained in your basement. And so that is part of your shadow. And people are acting more and more at this time upon the planet from their shadow aspect as opposed to their light aspect or their God aspect, right? So there is what is likened to a war that is occurring, a war within the South, as as well as a war against each other. Right?
Mhm, mhm.
People are not being kind. You see, or you hear the funny stories or see the funny stories, if you call them funny, about what are the Karens and that type of thing.
Yes.
Those people are acting from their shadow aspect, right?
Yes.
They may not even know it. They may see it as righteous,
Mm,
right? So, yeah, we would say that that is one of the greatest challenges happening on the planet at this time, right? The
yes.
hatred, the acting from that place,
Hmm.
as opposed to mm, anchoring and holding greater degrees of light. People are kind of, you know, wobbling off into the shadow.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank
And
you.
it it can be healed, it can be shifted and changed, and we encourage all to do that,
Hmm.
because it's part of your evolutionary process, it's part of your ascension. If what you have inside is up, if your shadow is up and you're ignoring it, or just trying to circumvent it, as opposed to really taking a look on healing what is there, then it really slows down your journey, right? And you'll find that you are out of alignment with what you really want on your path, what you really
Yeah.
want out of this life, right?
Yes.
So, so please witness it and begin to bring some healing to those shadow aspects. Huh?
Thank you. Thank you for the
Yes,
reminder.
yes.
So, as there are many realities, can you tell us what is happening in the highest vibrational potential on Earth right now? Is there a happier Earth that exists? Is there an ascended Earth that exists?
Yeah, your imaginations are not great enough to see it all, right?
Right.
But Earth exists on many dimensions, just as you exist on many dimensions. And each you or each Earth, which is a living sentient being, has a different journey depending on the dimension. Now, there's the anticipation that if you shift dimensions, it's automatically a higher dimension. That is not necessarily true,
Okay.
right? That is not always true. There is a, you can shift to dimensions that are more shadow.
Oh,
Hmm.
no.
Right? But what occurs in the, and let's call it the rising, the rising of the light. Let's call it the rising of the light, right? In this dimension, you are vibrating with a certain amount of light. And then as you move into the next dimension, you have greater amounts of light. So, what would you imagine happens when you hold greater amounts of light? Hmm? You, there's totally different vibration. People uh, react more in harmony. A lot of the things that are challenges upon the earth right here in this dimension are not present. And then there's a, you kind of move up that beam of light to a greater dimension, and you begin to lose what is the physical, and you become more vibration, more light, less physical substance. At that point in time, you begin to experience what is unity or unisonness. And as you keep rising up that level of light, well, eventually you just remember that you are source, right? And you are source. So,
Yes.
in this dimension, you might you might consider yourself source diluted a bit, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Source contracted. It is what we call involution and evolution. Evolution is the bringing the greater life, right? Involution is where the light is kind of drawn back in to
Mm-hmm.
be then expressed again, like the in and the out breath of God. So evolution, God breathes out. Involution, God inhales, brings everything back home,
Mm-hmm.
and then breathes out again, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes. Thank you.
indeed,
But is there a higher vibrational Earth now? And I think what they're asking is, how does it look compared to where we are?
better.
Better how?
Well, think about no war. Think
Ah,
about everyone having a higher vibrational frequency, which really brings more love, brings more acceptance, right?
mm,
think of think of a frequency where Gaia is honored and held at her greatest, right? That humanity works together in all things. That kind of better, right?
Yes, yes.
And it's all happening in this moment.
Yeah.
It, yeah, it's all happening in this moment.
Mhm.
And so the next question, and we can hear the questions in someone's mind. So, how do we get from here to there?
Yes.
Evolution, baby, right? This is your ascension process, right?
Yeah.
And so, to bring the whole light that you are to this life, to this moment, is what allows you to shift into that next paradigm.
Mm. Mhm.
Mhm.
It seems so far away with
Yeah.
what is happening here.
Yes, it seems an impossibility,
Yeah.
but we will say to you, please
Yeah.
understand that anything is possible.
Yes.
Yeah,
Don't be discouraged. Hmm.
do not be discouraged.
Hmm.
Everything is in divine order, even when it looks and feels chaotic, like your world in this moment.
Yes, yes.
Everything is
Beautiful.
in divine order. Sometimes structures must fall apart before they can be resurrected
Hmm. Hmm.
in a way that holds more life. And when we say structures, we're talking everything, right?
Yes.
From physical body to your governments to your monetary systems,
Right.
right?
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Hmm.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so within that, we just want to add a caveat, beloved one, that everyone on this planet, everyone has a role to play in this. So please remember, as you are, you know, mm, slinging your energy negatively at others, right? That
Hmm.
they are playing their role.
Right.
There is a collective soul agreement
Hmm.
that supports what's happening in your nation at this time and around the world. So if you can look at it from a pulled back position, you're going to see that there is some purposeful good for what is happening. And yes, it does not feel good. We understand that. And yes, things are going to fall apart and then change can occur,
Hmm.
right? Everyone has a role to play.
Yes. It brings me back to the book, The Four Agreements, where one of the agreements, when we did incarnate, we have these agreements in place, we just forget them. But
Yes,
I remember one of them being, do not take anything personal.
indeed.
Mhm.
And yet, upon your planet at this time, everyone is taking everything
Yes,
personally.
that's right. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Yes. How does one respond with love or compassion
Hmm.
as opposed to anger? How does one hold the light as opposed to, you know, saturating their shadow? These are all choices that each individual has the power to make for themselves. And just because you hold love or light, compassion, does not mean that you are agreeing with something that is not, you know, uh, within your, you know, belief system, let's say, right?
Hmm.
But you're being part of the solution. To sit and throw stones, to sit and complain and to whine and to, you know, negatively, talk on your social media, you become part of the problem.
Right.
When you can anchor light, when you can be compassionate, when you can see through the eyes of love, even when things aren't perfect, you become part of the solution.
I love that. Hmm.
Indeed. We wish that each individual could hear that message
Hmm.
because there are so many, and we know their passion, we know their hearts, we know that they are caught up in you know, the pain of what is happening.
Right.
And they're not aware that they are adding to that through their actions and their words. So, doesn't
Beautiful.
mean that you cannot be an advocate,
Hmm.
just means that you're advocating from a place of love and compassion, neutrality and peace. Yeah?
Mm. Yes. Okay.
Become part of the solution. Mm,
Thank you.
indeed.
All right. So there's a question here. So there are theories about the moon being moved or added at some point when the whole Milky Way in was created. Did it come from somewhere else? Why is it there? And what is the purpose? Mhm.
Well, everything moves, everything's come from someplace else. Every single thing that is in your night sky, in your cosmos, has come from someplace else. Because the cosmos isn't static, it's constantly moving and shifting. So yes, the moon was birthed from a different quote unquote place, right?
Mhm.
And it ended up in alignment with Earth, and Earth's gravitational pull holds the moon in place, right? And so the moon has become a symbol, so to speak, right? Whereas
Yeah.
the moon at one point in time, before it moved through the cosmos, was actually a a place where there was life,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
And now it is it is for the lovers. Now it is in charge of the tides upon this planet. The waters are respondent to the moon. Your blood is respondent to the moon. Women's cycles are respondent to the moon. It also creates what we would call energetic barrier that helps to protect Earth. It's not something that the scientists have been able to unravel. Think of how much stuff is flying around in the cosmos and how protected your Earth continues to be. That is
Yes.
partially how the moon has been functioning to the benefit of this planet, right?
Hmm.
So, the moon has consciousness, as does Gaia.
Yes.
Your sun has consciousness.
Hmm.
Is this helpful?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So a listener wants to know if humans are the only species that wait, sorry. Are humans the only species on the planet that can reach enlightenment?
Well, here's a big secret. You're already enlightened. It's already done, right? You're God.
Mm,
So so this journey of enlightenment is almost as if God is playing have a game with itself in some regards. No, it it is not just the human soul that can evolve and attain enlightenment. Anything with a soul can grow and attain enlightenment.
mhm.
But an enlightenment for a rose looks much different than enlightenment for a human, right? The journey is different.
Sure, sure. I think when they ask about enlightenment, it's more like the Buddha and Jesus, where they become ascended masters. We
Yeah,
are we are all able to achieve that.
you
But
you already have.
what about the non-humans? What about the rose? What about the animals?
Yes. Why can they not ascend?
Mm,
You know, you're looking at things with a very human vision,
yes, we
right?
do.
You say, okay, I can become an ascended master, but what does my dog become? Right? Well, there are different, let's call it groupings of ascended beings, right? And so while you might ascend to become an ascended master, perhaps your dog ascends to become an Elohim or an
Mhm,
angelic being. Perhaps the rose ascends to become a Devic being, right? You have so many things that you don't see. You can only see the human path. Yes, I'm becoming an ascended master, but what does anything else become, right?
mhm,
It's all God becoming itself. Even your puppies and your kitties and the squirrels and the birds,
mhm.
right?
Mm, beautiful.
God in different form.
It is. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, always, always.
We need to remember that. Mm,
It would be good to remember that
I know.
because you began to look at things differently through different eyes. You began to treat nature differently. You began to treat Gaia differently. If you remember that, Gaia as a living, sentient being,
Mm,
consciousness, right? And the truth of the matter is that humans have the ego thing, right?
yes.
Thinking that, okay, we're here, we're kind of the masters of all that we see. This is not necessarily the truth, right?
Mhm,
You are not the masters. You are probably the most vulnerable thing that is walking upon this planet.
mhm.
And so, if you were to begin to look at the trees as brethren, as nature as part of you, as Gaia as part of you, your way of walking upon this earth would change. It would be so much more like your ancestors and the indigenous peoples, right? The the beliefs are so different.
Hmm.
They are in harmony with everything. And then there are those that are so out of balance with everything, right? So just, you know, we're going to ask everyone to look with new eyes.
Look with new eyes.
Yeah,
Try it for an hour. Try it for 30 minutes and
right,
see
right.
what you notice.
Yes, we will share with you that, our channel, our woman is afraid of bees, wasps,
Oh,
and spiders, right?
okay. Hmm.
And yeah, she was looking on what is the Facebook, and she found a woman that has little jumping spiders that she's made pets out of them and given them names, and it's playful and lovely, right? And our woman has been watching this and starting to begin to understand what is spider a little bit more and beginning to release some of the fears surrounding what are the arachnids, right?
Wow.
And so it is fascinating where and how you can begin to change your mind, look through different eyes, right?
Mm, yes, I love that. Look
Indeed.
through different eyes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All
Yeah.
right. So, Metatron, why do soul groups incarnate together?
Well, it's so convenient.
Yeah.
Soul soul group incarnate together, and not every aspect of a soul group will 100% incarnate. Some of them will stay, you know, in other dimensions or will not incarnate at all, and other
Hmm.
parts of that soul grouping will have lifetimes because there's agreements. The souls, the soul's goal, if you want to call it that, is to evolve, right? To grow. And so again, every single soul aspect from that oversoul that does come and have a lifetime here upon this planet or anyone or anywhere is, expanding the soul's journey.
Hmm.
And so there's always agreement. Now, you've got to remember if you are also, your soul is in other bodies around this planet, you're you're meeting other parts of your soul grouping in other parts of the planet at the same time. It's not all focused on here,
Right.
right? There's a bigger picture to it. So you can be having a soul connection, a soul relationship with, part of your soul group through your family. And then another aspect of you can be all the way across the planet and
Hmm.
having a soul relationship with another member of your soul tribe or soul group, right?
Yes.
So it is very much, and I think that kind of the theme today has been you're not this, you're this, right? That you already are what you're striving to be.
Hmm.
You already are that,
In another
right?
reality, right? It,
Another dimension,
yes,
another
yes.
understanding. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many of you channels understand that, you know, mm, you're channeling an aspect of you,
Hmm.
whether it's called Metatron or Michael or Elijah or whomever, right?
Yes.
it becomes it becomes a little bit twisty and turny sometimes. We
Yeah.
understand, right? Because because you're trying to understand it at the level of the mind,
Yeah.
and it's difficult to figure it out from the level of the mind. If you drop into what you know, what you feel, what is your intuition and instinct, then your vision begins to change a little bit. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
This next question is a perfect segue. Someone actually wrote it. Um, I have a feeling what you'll say, but I'll just read it. If we are in different realities, we are, why are we only conscious in this one and not the others? That would seem confusing to me, but
But
um,
you are conscious in all of the others, right?
mhm,
And where you find the connection is usually in your dream state,
mhm, mhm.
right? And there's purposeful good that there's some separation. Can you imagine? Say that there's 1,000 aspects of you living on this planet, and that you are receiving every impulse, every thought, every, you know, every signal that the body receives times 1,000.
Yeah,
That does not make for a an easy journey.
no,
Many people who have mental disorders are
yes.
experiencing all of those things at the same time,
Like
right? So
schizophrenia.
having a little bit of we'll call it autonomy for lack of a better word, having a little bit of autonomy in your soul's experiences is important.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. And so you're conscious in all of them, but you're not you're not picking up all of the signals from all of your incarnations in this moment. It would be overwhelming. You would not be able to function.
Yes. So is that what schizophrenia would look like? Is that sort of what they're experiencing is,
Many, yeah,
yeah.
some are experiencing walk-in experiences that have not seated well. Yeah.
Mm,
And then there are some, you know, that are having those experiences because of chemical imbalances. Yeah, different
mm-hmm,
ways to experience the same thing. Right.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Well, this will be my last question. Why
Mm.
do souls incarnate in bodies that experience physical or developmental challenges? Why do they do that?
Beautiful question. And many do not know that our woman has a neurodivergent child, right?
Hmm.
And, she's often asked herself and God, why does a soul want to come and have this experience? And there is a perception in the mind of many that those who come with these challenges that have, you know, trouble in the body, trouble in the mind, they are, you know, less than whole,
Hmm.
right? That, oh, those poor people, why did God make them like that? Right? Why did God allow them to be broken? That is not the truth, right? They are 100% whole.
Hmm.
And it is that place of the soul's journey.
Hmm.
The soul will take a lifetime where the body is crippled. The soul will take a lifetime when the body is a ballerina. right? The soul will take a lifetime where there is mental illness.
Mm,
The soul will take a lifetime when it is Einstein. You see, it is all about the soul's journey.
mm,
It's 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 never about the ego's journey. Right?
mm,
And so each individual, no matter what their experience, it's still God having that experience.
mm, mm,
Still the soul expanding into greater light for each and every one.
mm, mm. It's beautiful.
Now, yeah, we know that it's difficult for those that are observing or that are those that they love that are challenged in that way.
Mm,
But please see them as whole and perfect because in this lifetime, this is what the soul, that is what God I am has chosen
mm,
to experience. Does it make it any easier? It does not from the human perspective, right? But every soul has lived those types of lifetimes.
Interesting.
Yes, indeed.
Mm,
Yes. You don't you don't just continue to think about it. How you show up in the same way all the time, you never grow,
no.
right? It's like la 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 la, right?
Yes.
But as soon as something happens and it's hard and you have some struggle, this is where the growth occurs.
Yes. Yes. Hmm.
It's where the growth occurs. That's where your light begins to shine brighter.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Indeed. Does this assist you?
It does. It does. Thank you.
Indeed.
Well, since we have a lot of moon energy this month, a
Hmm.
lot, I was
Yes, indeed.
wondering if you can connect with the moon. Does the moon have a message for the collective?
Well, it is very interesting. The moon consciousness, everybody thinks of the moon as an old softie, right? But but the moon has a really beautiful, empowered, divine feminine energy, right?
Mm,
And and she's, you know, her question back to the question that you just asked is why is it that we must be doing something special for you to pay attention to us?
interesting.
Why
She's
must we
she's
why
feisty.
must we be eclipsing? Why must we be turning different colors for you to still pay attention to us? How many on the
Wow.
planet don't stop to look at the full moon or the new moon or any phase of the moon at all? It just becomes something that's there.
Mm,
And she holds wisdom.
hmm.
And if you will communicate with her like you would communicate with a guide, she will share that wisdom with you. She has seen your ancestors, all of them,
Hmm.
right? She has shown her light on every soul that has ever inhabited this planet, every plant, every animal, every drop of water has been infused with her energy.
That's beautiful.
Indeed. And so, you know, she has wisdom for you if you will connect, right? As does Gaia, as does your son, as do any of the celestial bodies. And we have begun to teach a group of people to stretch past what you see in your human perspective and begin to make relationship with the stars, with the moon, with the sun, with the planets, in the same way that you would with your neighbor, with your
Hmm.
loved one, with your puppy. See what happens.
Mm.
We
Beautiful.
promise. We promise. You will be amazed. Start with something you know and love, right? If you are drawn to a place that you belong, believe that that's where you belong, that that's where you came from, start communicating.
Hmm.
Part of your ancestry.
Thank
And
you.
the moon has seen it all on this planet.
Yes, it's really nice to be reminded of that. She has.
Indeed,
Hmm.
indeed. So that's our pitch for the moon today. That is our support for her, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
If she were to be destroyed, what would happen to this planet? Do you know?
Oh, no, I can't
Yeah,
even imagine.
your planet would not be able to hold its axis. All the water upon your oceans would, it would shift your gravitational field. It would be devastating. Earth would not survive
Wow.
in the way that you are seeing it at this time.
Yeah,
Right? So she's important.
she is important. Mm.
Indeed.
Any final words from you?
Yeah. Yeah. Pay attention to your shadows.
Mm.
Bring light to those parts within you that are not light.
Mhm.
Forgive yourself. Love yourself. Understand how important you are.
Mm.
That is our message today.
Beautiful. Thank you, Metatron.
You're so welcome. Are you feeling complete?
Very complete. Thank you.
Yeah. Then we will go ahead and invite our channel back, all right?
Thank you.
Indeed. Until next time, beloved one, we
Until
are
next time.
grateful for this time with you.
Me too. Namaste.
Namaste.
Hmm. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Hi. How are you? That was fun.
I'm almost here. I'm getting there. I'm still wiggling my toes.
Some really beautiful reminders today, really beautiful
Hmm.
reminders
Oh,
of who we are, as a collective. We talked about the shadow quite a bit. That came up. Um, yeah, you'll love it when you hear it back.
I love, because I don't remember. I love listening to it. And then Kat takes things and like breaks them into pieces, and I'm always just like so surprised.
Yeah.
Right. I'm always so surprised to listen to Metatron or listen to Elijah or Mother Maya when something pops up. I'm like, oh, that's kind of good. That's kind of cool.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun.
I wanted to share an experience with you. Yesterday, I was in between some sessions, and over this past weekend, I was at a friend's. We were talking about fairies. We were talking, just Um, one of my friends sees them a lot, right? And she has pictures. It's just, yeah, really remarkable. So I thought,
Wow.
oh, let me just go in my backyard. And because it's going to rain here for 4 days, I thought, let me sit. I want to sit on the ground, sit on the grass. And I sat and I just said, all right, let me just connect with that fairy dimension. And I said, show yourself. And I just said, show yourself. And I was just really feeling the vibe, feeling very grounded. It was, oh, the birds and the hummingbirds. It was just beautiful. And then all of a sudden, I felt called to start channeling light language. So I started, and then it completely shifted. And I started channeling fairy, and it was
Just got chills.
very high pitched, and I don't even know. I'm just yeah, I'm getting angel bumps
I was just
myself.
like,
But
the chills.
it's like that's how they showed themselves. I cannot complain, right? That is
Wow.
how they showed themselves to me is connecting with their vibration and their energy in that way. I'll keep trying. I'm going to keep trying.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I thought that was really fun.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. Oh, and that just gave me those truth chills, right? I love that. That's
Yeah,
so cool.
yeah,
That's
it was
so
a lot of
cool.
fun. All right,
Well,
my dear.
yes, thank you so much. I always have a great time.
Me too.
It's always fun.
Me
So,
too.
and hopefully we can create something on our calendar for next time.
Yeah, we're gonna do that now. All right,
Okay.
everyone.
All
Thank
right.
you for joining us. Thank you. Thank you. Until next time.
Thank you.